I'm not doing this alone. I got a lot of people who've heard about the BYFA and have taken the time to either collect equipment, donate equipment, or donate their time, and I really want to formally acknowledge those people this year. First and foremost, Mr. Lawrence Taiwo and his family. Lawrence, I've known Lawrence since I was a player at NT State, and Lawrence, without any hesitation, said absolutely yes to coming down with me to St. Vincent last summer, 2009. There was some fear that he wasn't going to make it this year. Some things came up, but Lawrence said, you know, Ash, if, you know, I said I'm going to make it, I'm going to try my very best to get down there. And he was there, and he participated in the camp just like he said he would. And, I mean, I later found out that the only ticket he could find to St. Vincent for those dates was a first class. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of how much a first class airline ticket to a Caribbean country costs, but it's a significant amount of money. So I can't thank Lawrence enough for taking the time and spending out the dough to make that trip. You know, he said he would. He's a man of his word, and he came down and he did it. And I know the kids appreciated it, because the first couple of days I was down there, all they kept asking was, where's Lawrence? Where's Lawrence? Where's Lawrence? So I know he's developed some relationships with the coaches and the players and with my father and my family, and I hope those things continue on 2011 and beyond. So Lawrence, thank you. I want to formally thank my wife Shawna for making the trip this year. She was unable to come in 2009, but she gave up her vacation this year, came down, and I know it wasn't really much of a vacation, because for the week that she was down there, I mean, she was in the camp every morning organizing and making sure, you know, 100 plus kids are safe and that everybody gets something out of it. So I thank her. There's a picture here of her smiling next to this barrel of stuff, but if you'd seen her about 30 seconds before, when she and I got into a little spat about how to distribute the equipment, the kids know they're getting stuff. They're all excited about getting stuff, and I want to get it to them, and they want to get it right away. And my wife wanted to do it one way, I wanted to do it another way, and, you know, we got a little something there, but we came back smiling. So Shawna, thank you very much, and again, I hope you can make the trip next year and, you know, the years after that. I know you can make a difference down there, and not just with football, but with some community organization stuff that I know you've been thinking about doing, and I hope you get a chance to do, and I hope we as an organization get a chance to expand and do. This is Haddon Kirk. He was a player at NC State. I think my first year as a coach there. He actually got drafted in the MLS by the Real Salt Lake, and now he's working on Wall Street. But he's another player who I said, you know, I'm going down to St. Vincent, such and such a date, and he said, I'm coming. You know, he had vacation time, so he brought his girlfriend Jill. They came down, they spent 3 days at the camp, and then they went to one of the islands off the Grenadines called Bequia, because it's vacation, and I wanted him to go there and enjoy himself. But for the 2 or 3 days that he was with us, he gave us his energy, and the kids loved him, and I hope he can come back. I hope it inspires some other NC State guys to come on down with you. Lytle, Creeley, King, Salter, Lai, the rest of that class, to hopefully spend some time down there. So Jill, Haddon, thank you. One Saturday morning in the spring, I got a call from a parent, a Triangle Football Club parent by the name of Royce Pizzo. You know, she said she saw the video from last summer, and she was touched especially by the story of the girls that are coming there without any shoes to play football, and she says, how can I help? I want to write a check. I want to write a check so that you can go out and do what you need to do. And I'm always leery about people writing checks or handing me money, because I want to make sure that they understand exactly where their dollars are going. So I said, I'd rather you meet me at, you know, Walmart or someplace, and let's go buy some goods for the kids. This was about 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and an hour and a half later, Royce met me at the Walmart on Tryon on 64, and she spent $500 of her money to buy all this equipment for these kids. Balls, goals that I desperately needed, socks, shoes, everything. You know, a lot of the stuff that you see in this photo was Royce. And Royce, I just wanted to show you where that stuff went. The girls love the pink socks. And there's a great story about this girl named, I think it's Altika. And if you watch the other video, it's on there. But I want to thank you. I hope that you can stay involved with the BYFA, because we're going to need folks like yourself and others who, you know, if you have some extra funds out there, because it cost me about $800 of my own money to ship this stuff this year. And hopefully next year I'll have the Big Inc. non-profit 501c3 organization up and running, and folks can make, if it's monetary donations, if you don't have goods, and all of that stuff obviously will be tax deductible. Organizations, individual, families, whatever, But I mean, I can't thank folks like Royce Pizzo enough for having the heart to go into their pocketbooks, especially in these times, and help out. So I really, truly appreciate that, Royce. Thank you very much. I want to thank my club, Triangle Football Club, Marlow Campbell, Dewan Bader, Pete Sadin, Kathy Rennie, all the folks on the board, Deborah Taiwo, and especially Mr. Doug Shank. Doug Shank called me up one day and says, "Oronde, I got some balls for you." Well, I met him, and it was like 30 balls. The whole week we used all the score balls that you gave me that day, all the cones, all the pennies. It had to be over 100 cones. It had to be more than 50 or 60 pennies, and everything that you gave me we used. And I hope you see that in the photos. I think you kept delivering these boxes of blue Adidas shorts, probably at least over 100 of them. And I was able to distribute some to the kids in Layu, some to kids in a program, a similar program that's now starting in a town called Fitzhughes, a couple of miles down the road from Baga. But I mean, it's unbelievable, Doug. I hope you can come down and see it firsthand next year or one of the summers in the future. You said you know folks with NCYSA, and hopefully we can continue that relationship with yourself and with them to, keep expanding. My dream is to have a castle or a Fuquay Arena or a Charlotte Soccer Club or a Greensboro Soccer Club to adopt a town in St. Vincent, provide them used equipment, send coaches down for a week in the summertime, run a similar camp. So the same kind of rivalries that exist up here in North Carolina would sort of be translated down there. If Castle's supporting one town and TFC supporting another town, and then have the communities play against each other around the holidays, Christmas, Easter, or certainly in the summertime when the clubs send their representatives down there. I think it's a win-win for NCYSA. Obviously, it'd be a benefit for the kids in St. Vincent, and I think it can be done. It's very easy to be done. I want to take this time to thank individuals and families who donated equipment from their garages or attics, wherever they had them stored and collecting dust, or who organized with their teams to get more stuff for the kids involved in the BYFA Saturday and summer program. So Paul and Lynn Caldwell, all the way in the western part of the state near Asheville, Ed and UN Benton with TFC, John Atkins with TFC, Coach Rob Chasen at TFC, Carol Harris, Tania Boardman, Amy and Andy Clark, TFC parents who talked to folks at the AE Findlay YMCA and got me over 70 youth shirts of varying colors so we can, basically start teams down there right away. They already had uniforms. Scott Gage and his boys, as well as folks at the East Wake Soccer Association for donating balls, for donating shirts. If you look at the photos outside of the Knightdale area, there's probably no other place in the world that has more East Wake Soccer Association shirts than Baga St. Vincent. So thank you guys very much. Just about every kid has one. So thank you guys over there. Thank you, Scott. Thanks to Eurosports Grassroots Soccer Pass Back program. I was able to get most of the kids that are involved in the Saturday program red and white jerseys and some just random blue shorts that we found and some black socks. I think this is all from Eurosports Pass Back program. And so my kids have a uniform. You'd understand how good that felt to watch them go from just what is basically a ragtag bunch of kids to a set of kids who had their uniforms. The first day it rained. And I thought these kids would go home and their white shirts would be soaking wet and dirty, and they wouldn't wear them the next day. But they all showed up the next day. The shirts were dry. They were pristine white. They were proud of their uniform, and they also have a set of uniforms for when they play against other local teams or other local programs in Layu or Fitzhughes, or for all the other efforts that are starting to take place all over the island now. The goal for next summer is to get more coaches down there with me. I plan to start a 501c3 nonprofit organization by the end of this calendar year to help fund those efforts. Obviously, we'll continue to accept equipment, money, and donations from folks in the Triangle and all over North Carolina, all over the U.S. who are interested in helping. I would love to take a group of players, maybe 11 to 13 years old, 8 to 12 of them down there next summer to play against the BYFA kids. If you have equipment, time, money, if you're interested in bringing some players down next summer or have some ideas on helping the BYFA grow as an organization, contact me. My information is below this video. We've started, we're moving, we're going, and we want to continue. And with your help, I know we can make that happen.